Alright, so recording started. Today is the 7th of April. Don, there is a video from David, an orientation video that kind of tells you like the different steps to make and all that stuff. From Jeff. No, you definitely don't need a certain amount of posts per site, Jeff. I usually only do posts when I'm linking out. Some people would do content like just to have content without links in it. I'd find no need to do that. And just I only do content when I need the links from it. That's it. From Gary. Yeah, I would say it matters how many it has, but that's not like the end all be all. There's keywords that show no searches that can make a lot of money. But at the same time, if a search is showing a good amount of searches or a keyword, then that can be good news. So, it's not everything, but I would say it does matter. Is it necessary? If you're trying to sell the product, it's probably a good idea to review it. Yeah, and yeah, you can do that, Gary. But I would ask Fletch more about that. He's more conversion, more SEO, so he'd help you a lot better there. But yeah, I've done that where I recommend 2 or 3 products. Gary and I have actually my e-cigarette stuff. My example sites. I give like my top 3 e-cigarettes. And of course, my top recommendation sells the most. My second recommendation sells the second most, and my third sells the least. So, all right, bunch of highs. Let's go back to questions. All right, from George. No, you don't need to do authorship on PBNs, George. Nope. Thank you, Heidi. For Brian. I do not avoid fake domains. They actually kind of attract me sometimes, Brian, because people a lot of people will ignore them because they think they're fake. I don't care what it says about the domain if the links going to it are strong. I don't care if it says fake, maybe fake, high PR, low PR. As long as the links are strong, that's all I care about. From Aurelio. Mix I like common sense with who's ranking, with like how many searches it gets and stuff like that. For example, car insurance. That term obviously is going to be very tough to rank for, right? Um, but something like how to lose weight in 20 days, that's something that could be a lot easier. Let's go in how to lose weight in 20 days. All right, so there's like I would probably go in and check. There's probably no links going on. These are probably just ranking off authority, which I wouldn't worry too much about them. Like I would check sites like this that aren't like huge sites and see if they have any links going to them. You can check with a service like Ahrefs. So I would kind of ignore the top ones because they're ranking off authority. We can beat them, and that's a long tail term, so we can like optimize for it really well. And that's the other thing, guys. When you see like these big sites like Yahoo, WikiHow, Wikipedia, the longer the term is, the harder or the easier it is to beat them for it. Okay, because you can optimize a lot better for that than they can, because they're not really necessarily trying to rank for that; they're just kind of rank for it naturally. Whereas if it's something like weight loss, that's going to be very very hard to beat someone like Yahoo or Wikipedia for, because they're naturally probably getting a lot of links for. A lot of people link to them because it looks natural and that type of stuff. So the longer the keyword is, for the most part, the easier it is to outrank the authority sites. So what I usually do in a case like this, when there's a lot of authority sites on the first page, I'll just go and I'll pick a site that I've never heard of, and I'll throw it and see it in href, see if it has any links. So it does have some links to it. In this case, I would probably throw it. I would either just look in here or throw it in Open Site Explorer and see what types of links they are. See, now these guys optimize for it. Let me go look at their anchor text. So I don't see any specific anchor text for how to lose weight in 20 days. So that's a good sign, but they do have links. So for as long as this keyword is, it's probably, I mean, it's not going to be easy to rank for, but I wouldn't say it's going to be hard. So just, you gotta weigh how much can this keyword make me? Is it worth, medium to low competition? Medium, probably medium competition. Alright, let's see. Ken. Yes, more variations is better. I still like doing that, Ken. Usually I do, Brian. Usually I do buy privacy protection for my money sites. Usually. From Alfred. Yes, still valid. Yep, still valid, Alfred. If I'm breaking up, let me know, guys. Sometimes GoToWebinar just cuts out for a little bit. From Jack. I don't worry about that, Jack. I mean, whatever comes, I can't do anything to change it. So, I mean, I don't see it being a problem for us. From Bob. Never had that, Bob, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Might just be like a quick glitch for you. Alright, from Tom. I mean, you can set up a different way, Tom, where you do by lead or, by phone call or whatever you want. Or you can just have something set up with the client. They don't have to know really about the Google keyword tool. From Pete. A bunch of stats. I don't know what those stats are for, Pete. Alright, so I didn't get all Brian's question. That's a long question there, Brian. I'm not following it totally. I mean, the way I show in KLKS, with the pages I want to rank for, the keywords I want to rank for, that's how it works. When you want a page to rank for a certain group of keywords, you start firing with that group of keywords and small variations. I mean, as far as ranking the home page, I mean, it's the same thing. Whatever you want to rank the home page for, you send links with that anchor text to the home page. I get what you're saying. I have had happen where another page will rank for something that I'm not trying to rank for, but it's kind of rare for me. And they're probably just too similar. You know what I mean? But I haven't really had that problem too much. From Heidi. Yeah, I mean, I would probably get that fixed eventually, Heidi, because especially when you start building a PBN, they're gonna all be going to the same sites or on the same IP, different sites on the same IP, so I can start creating a footprint. So I would end up changing that if you can. And that's just my preference to be safe because I've had that hurt me. Yeah, I mean, I use Alexa to just determine quality of link sometimes. The higher the Alexa ranking for a link, the better it is. From MSHA. I'm not sure what his demo is. You list your questions separately, Pete. I don't follow. I guess that's Majestic SEO stats you gave me, so I don't know exactly the stats on that. So I'm used to OpenSite Explorer for that type of thing. I can't show a PBN site, just I don't. I'd rather not show them when possible. I recommend you do the same thing. Don't try not to let anyone see your PBNs. Just it's just a safe way to go. All right, from Brian. I usually find partners. I do the SEO and I let other people do everything else. Design, content, conversion. I focus on SEO. That's what I like doing, so that's what I focus on. I just kind of bring in a partner to do the rest. Alfred. Either one's fine. You can do regular or a fan page. From Janet. Yeah, I mean I've done that, Janet. You're getting you're getting the age, which does help. It gives you some more trust. The site's been around longer. It's not brand new, so yeah. I mean it's definitely an advantage to that, and I've done it. From Tom. Yeah, I mean you can do age domain or a new domain. I like age domains usually more, depending on the situation. But yeah, definitely. By fake domain, I think he meant like fake page rank, like it's showing fake page rank from Hin. Wait, Hin. I recently made a post in the Facebook group talking about that from Brian. And it depends how long it's been, also, Hin. I do not know. I just kind of do that manually. Probably should. You can use Uptime Robot, which is free. That's uptimerobot.com. And it will notify you when your sites are down. It will email you. It's free, totally free to use. They let you do 50 sites for free. They check them every 5 minutes. You can do more than 50. You can just create another account. So I've done that. All right, from Elizabeth. Nah, I mean, like I said, there's not really a minimum because some show no searches and they can still make a good amount of money. It's just an estimate thing they give you. So if there's 100,000 people in a town and town plumber is showing no searches, that's obviously not right. You know what I mean? So you got to kind of mix like the amount of people in the town with the search term and kind of think, is it really possible that no one will be searching for this? So, from Jeff. So I think you're asking like if someone from New York types in pest control without the NY and it will your site show up. I'm not sure, Jeff. I don't know exactly how that works to be honest. I usually just go after like the specific keyword. And I'm sure if if that is possible, you sending strong links is only making that more of a chance of when they type in pest control of your site showing up when if they're doing it from a New York location. So I mean, but I don't know for sure. From Pete, I think you continue your question on here from Jeff. I find it easier to buy them, or yeah, just buy them. Where I just have Jimmy do them. I have that luxury, luckily. There's people probably in the Facebook group that offer that kind of service. You can pay them to do it, or you can get Fiverr. It depends on the competition. So, as long as you don't keep repeating the keywords like on the inner pages and stuff, Pete, you should be fine using them in description. From Vadim. I personally don't link to my PBNs, Vadim. I think that's what you're asking. But I mean, that's just me. I don't take the time to do that because I can just go get a new site. From Steve. Um, the only problem I've had, Steve, is actually, let me get a new one. Is if I have like my domain.com/URL, you got to play with having a slash on the end or not in your in the code in the widget thing. So if you have these on, take them off. If you don't have them on, put them on and see if that works. A couple people have had problems with it showing up in the sidebar, and it might be like a theme thing. I've never had that problem, so. From Brian. I mean, I'd usually just keep sending links with small alterations. If you haven't hit the exact match anchor, definitely hit that with the strongest link you have. Remember, these links are taking a little longer to kick in, it seems now. So, de-index, Gary, means that it's no longer in Google. Okay, so Google's no longer showing the site. From Jack. Yep, Jack, that video is actually done. We were just waiting for something from my Network Empire side to where they can like get something set up for you guys for it. So, but I shot the video; it's done. And it should be ready soon. We're just waiting for some confirmation on some stuff. From Vadim. You just want to make sure the post stays on the home page, Vadim. And we talk about that in the content a lot. It varies, Ted. Some videos it's weird, like they'll start moving up like a couple months later. I don't know what that's about, but that's been happening more lately where I'll hit a video with a bunch of links and it won't budge until like a month or two later. And sometimes they move right away. So I mean, yeah, you can overdo anything, I would say. But video is definitely harder to overdo from Brian. Very cool, Brian. Alright, from Pete. I mean, all that doesn't, it's not everything, Pete. You'll have to see the actual backlinks for it and stuff. I'm sure you can. I'm sure it would help rankings, but to know for sure, I would probably have to see the links to it. From Ken. Yeah, just what I do is I just go to Google. I type in keyword planner, and I click right here. And it'll just ask you to log in. I don't know why my internet's going so slow. Alright, so then you just sign into AdWords with a Google account, and it'll take you right to the Google Keyword Planner. I mean, that's how I get in. From Vadim. Yeah, I'd be careful with that, Vadim. Because you have watch repair, watch repair, watch repair, 3 times. So you're not going to be able to get away with as much of watch repair in your anchor text. So just be very careful with that. I would have probably just done, since it's all about watch repair, probably would have done watch repair littletonco.com/city name. Littleton CO or whatever. Yeah, then you also have Littleton CO in here again. So yeah, I would be very, very careful with that. Yeah, and M says there a live PBN example in my videos. It's probably like just an example site. But I'd probably set it up how I would a normal PBN. From Brian. Yeah, that's one of the good things about that, Brian, is you can get away with a lot more. Now, with that said, I wouldn't keep hitting it with the same exact anchor text over and over, because Google is a machine; they can probably pick up patterns. So if you go from all this different anchor text to all of a sudden you have, electronic cigarette, electronic cigarette, electronic cigarette, like over the same anchor text over and over and over again, then that might pick up a flag. So I would at least change it, like electronic cigarette, e-cigarette, e-cig, maybe hit electronic cigarette again, uh, electric cigarette. Just change it up a little bit. You can hit your keyword more aggressively, but I would change it up still, just so you don't keep doing the same keyword over and over every link you do. From Farhan. It just depends on the niche and the competition and strength of the PBNs. Too much stuff that it depends on to answer that from Deem. No. When I'm penalized, I usually just start over. Honestly, I mean it's a mess when you get penalized for over optimization. Usually, just with spreadsheets done. I show how I do my PBNs in the training. I mean, for all my sites, I kind of just folder, spreadsheets, stuff like that. Everyone has their own way of doing that. It's just gotta find what works for you. And I probably could be more organized with it. Not necessarily, Mandy. I do have some money sites. Actually, KLKS is on a server with a bunch of my PBNs. So I mean, you don't have to, but if you want to be extra careful, then you can put them on different servers. I mean, I usually do try to, but I definitely have money sites that aren't. So it probably won't hurt you, but if you want to be extra careful. From Janet. I don't know, Janet. I haven't messed much with our redirects, so I couldn't tell you on that. Not totally sure. From Tom James. I mean, you don't need to dedicate PBNs to just one site. Um, you're saying like group your PBNs. Yeah, I mean I do that sometimes to kind of keep my PBNs separate. Maybe if one gets taken out, the other will still be there because it's not linking. They're not linking to cross-linking sites. But with that said, I've had a network for a long time. I haven't had a problem yet. So again, that's just kind of like an extra safety precaution from Farhan. Increase traffic. I mean, Google won't increase any traffic from that necessarily. You might get more traffic from that page ranking better, but I mean that's not going to send any more traffic to it. It's just going to help it rank better, which could get it more traffic. I do have SEO hosting on a bunch of my sites, but only because I've used them. Because I just don't feel like changing it. I mean, they're not horrible. They're not as good as they used to be. So, from Heidi. Cool. From Farhan. I mean, the only thing you can really do is try to push up other pages to push out the bad review, which they call reputation management. So there's not much else you can do. I don't believe. From Pete. I mean, it depends on what your domain name is. How much anchor text you have with it, titles, all that stuff. I'm sure. From Wayne. I use Ahrefs to look at stuff like anchor text ratio, then they have like charts and stuff I like looking at. So this is more for like determining how hard something is to rank, determining how many links a site has, and then for analyzing expired domains, I use OpenSite Explorer, which is this tool here. So those are the two that I used. The hell did my thing go? There it is. Alright, from Elizabeth. Definitely still links, Elizabeth. I don't think I've bought YouTube views and Facebook likes on Fiverr. I use more like known services for that, but yeah, buying links is still fine. From Pete. Yeah, again, that depends on domain name and all that stuff. From Janet. It depends. I mean, I guess personal preference. I would definitely rank for SEO. City SEO. And city, probably both. But I don't think that's super important if it's in your business name or not. That's just my opinion, but I don't know. From Wahing. They can be, but it's more rare. From Jeremy. Jeremy, I talked about this in the new video I did about a week ago. Check that out. It's in the members area. And I went into pretty good detail for that. From Pete. I mean, I spend hours a day, Pete. You just get better at finding them as you go on. You can pay a broker if you want. Some people do that, but I like doing it myself and looking for sites myself. So. From Ken. Yeah, I mean, where I was, Ken, I just again, I'll click on like sign to AdWords. I'll put in my email and password, sign in, and I get to the keyword tool. If it doesn't take you there when you sign in, go back to Google and type it again as you're signed in. If I was signed in now and I hit this again, then it should take me right to the tool. Alright. I don't even use keyword like ranking trackers, Jeff. I use Microsite Masters. That's just me. I don't really know about any of the other ones. From Pete. Yeah, it's like $4.95 a year to bid on auction, something like that. From Janet. Oops. I wouldn't say either's best, Janet. Sometimes I use EMDs and they just rank like crazy and they can't be beaten. But then sometimes they're a pain because, if you mess up a little little optimization, it's like they never move up. So it's like a double-edged sword where you can really win with them or they can cause you a headache. So it just depends what you want to do. From Wahine. Not necessarily a certain writer. Again, I let partners take care of that. I don't worry about like my content and stuff, because I don't really want to focus on that. From Evan. Um, if you're already ranking, well, you could do either way, but since the homepage kind of talks about, it's kind of like more about SEO, you might want to put a page on web design. And we actually did that with NashvilleSEO.org. We did NashvilleSEO.org/web design. So I would probably do like IndustrySEO.com/web design, or web design services is fine. So yeah, I would probably create a page just because SEO and web design are pretty different. And if people are going to the home page looking for web design, they see SEO stuff, it might not convert. So I mean that's the only reason I wouldn't do it. And then you can also optimize the title for that page to be about web design. So yeah, I would probably go with the page on web design in that case. As many as you want, Pat. I do a ton sometimes. From Elizabeth. There's sites like TubeViews, and places like that. And you can also post in the Facebook group and ask, where people are getting theirs from. Because there's some people in there that have a lot more experience than me with likes and buy. Because I usually just do links, and that's usually enough for me. So I haven't really even done views in a while. But I know they still work, because I know people who use them still beforehand. I usually start with one and just see how it reacts and move up from there. From Jack. Again, I would post in the Facebook group about that. But I've used TubeViews, something like that. There's another one I've used. I forget the name of it. But yeah, post in the Facebook group, and anyone that's using that will probably chime in. Because I haven't used a service in a little while for that. From Pat. Nice, Pat. From Vadim. Um, I'm not to. There's directions on that online, Vadim. Again, I would keep it more SEO for this. I'm not going with that technical stuff. From Steve. Because you can link from the Facebook page to your money site, Steve. It just helps you kind of look more like a real person. You have Facebook, you're connected. You're kind of like breadcrumbs, like I talk about in the videos. For CalCast from Elizabeth. Anything from the Seawork service guy that I've talked about. And his name is, in case you haven't heard me talk about him, just go do a search for Seawork service. And I'll usually start with some type of social. And then you can do like, blog comments, link pyramids, high PR. From Tom. No, you can just edit the links, Tom. I would use more. I wouldn't use general. I never really use general anchor text. It's always kind of keyword related. From Ken. On this computer I'm not logged in and I forget my darn email password, Ken, so I can't get in because I always change it now. I forget it, but it should be. It's the one that says like get searches or something like that. There should be like 4 things over here. You see, I think it's like the second one down. It says like get search volume for like group of keywords or something like that. But yeah, sorry, I'm locked out of my account on this computer. It's saved on my other one. Let's see. Alright, we are out of questions, so I'm going to let, if anyone has any more questions, I'm going to give it a couple minutes to roll in. Oops. I mean, Black Hat SEO, you have a chance at short-term, quick rankings, usually. Most Black Hat SEO. From Josh. I don't know. I mean, it depends on what you're trying to do. I would say they're both about the same. Maybe the 4-letter beats it a little bit because it's shorter and it's aged. But, I mean, not too much difference, I would say. I'm not using the sniper program, Jeff. I just do it manually. That's just me personally. I just have my own way, of course, of doing things. I've always stuck with it. You don't have to, Tony, because you can implement them on existing blog network sites if you want. You can. The easiest thing to do if you want to wait for that would be to, you can still build the sites, but don't put any content on them yet for what you want to use it for, because it can be a little more confusing if you already have content on there. Oh, no problem, Ken. Hopefully you figure that out. I'll try to find my login. If you don't, I'll get it next time for you. Alright, Elizabeth. Yeah, it's in the supremacy section, Elizabeth. Yeah, actually, I have college basketball on in the background. I think it's halftime. So, from Ken. I don't have an example, Ken. I would ask Fletch for that because he has a ton of them, from what I believe, and he's very good at that. From Cheryl. I don't know, Cheryl. I don't really try not to worry about what I can't control when it does come. We'll see how it plays out. You know what I mean? I try not to worry about what I can't control. Heidi. Yeah, David's really good at kind of organizing things and letting people know how to approach things and where to go. And he recently made a video, kind of like an orientation video, Heidi. It's like 45 minutes long. He explains everything. I would watch that video if you haven't, because it's been helping some people. Not many, Steve. For PBNs, Link Juice Keeper, Uh, what else do we use? Spider Spanker. Now you can use Google XML sitemaps if you want. I haven't even been using that lately. Money sites, Yoast to help control your titles. Axmet to block comment spam. That should be already on there. Google XML sitemaps. I mean, that's about it. I don't use a lot of plugins. From Bob. I have used Sparkle. I think they all rank the same. It's just an upload video to YouTube. So you're welcome, Janet. Let's see if we got any more questions coming in. 'Cause it's still before 10:30. Yep, coming out soon. Very soon. We're waiting for Network Empire crew to get some stuff finished. The video's done that I made, so from Arthur. I don't know what plugin you're talking about, Arthur, so I'm not sure. From Dan. It's hard to say because it could be just overall link quality. Because you said you have links to it from before Product X. Because too many low quality links will kill a site real quick. It says when you start getting like in the 80, I don't know, like 100 range, somewhere around there. It really gets to be a stickler for low quality links. So I'd have to see a site. Really depends. From Evan. Probably not Evan. Unless the other 20 links are very good. Probably not. You're welcome. From Jeff. Awesome, Jeff. You can, Steve. It doesn't matter. Because I think they show up when we start either way. So we got thank yous. See if we got more questions. So it looks like no more questions. Yeah, the Death Star Reloaded is... So I'll explain this really quick. The Death Star Reloaded is going to be free for you guys. It's a bonus. It's a way to help increase the power of your PBNs. And it's also, it's going to... I think it's something that's going to help, like, long term. It's going to help keep our PBNs healthy and help our sites rank better that we link to from. So, and Jerry says he thinks the free plugin is Link Juice Keeper, and it's on the Supremacy page for whoever asked that. Alright, so we got no more questions, so I'm going to end this now and put it in the bag. I'm probably going to set the next... the plugin Heidi was Link Juice Keeper, and it's in on the Supremacy page. I'll probably do the next session on Saturday, probably like 2 or 3 o'clock Eastern, so in the afternoon Eastern time, and then we'll do another one, next week, probably midweek, something like that. I've been trying to do like 3 every 2 weeks or something like that for you guys instead of once a week. Alright. Alright guys, I'm going to end this webinar now. Thanks for coming, and I will see you guys Thursday if you're going to show up. Talk to y'all soon.